It's nice that you're joining us for the review of events that dominated the airwaves this week. We begin with the climaxing of the 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day, where President Muhammadu Buhari led the nation to pay glowing tribute to fallen and serving members of the Nigerian Armed Forces. The president at the National Memorial Arcade in Abuja laid the wreath, bringing to an end 3 months of activities. President Buhari held a meeting with the nation's security chiefs, where the heads of security architecture in Nigeria promised to continue to keep close watch on the trend of events as they unfold, adding that they are ready to quash any security threats to the existence of the country. Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar said the nation's armed forces have received aircrafts and some of the equipment ordered to execute the fight against Boko Haram, and assured Nigerians that the threats from criminal elements and insurgents will soon be a thing of the past. In the week under review, President Muhammadu Buhari signed into law the 2020 Finance Bill following its passage by the National Assembly. The bill is anchored on the 5 strategic objectives of achieving incremental but necessary changes to the nation's fiscal laws. Remember, we brought you a report that the federal government restated its determination to ensure that education takes the front burner in the scheme of things. President Muhammadu Buhari told members of the Nigerian Union of Teachers that government is ready to engage more qualified teachers to increase the teacher-to-pupil rate in the country. We also brought you a report of the inauguration of the new head office building of the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs in Abuja, where President Muhammadu Buhari said his administration will do everything within its power towards addressing the socio-economic pressures inhibiting young girls in Nigeria from either enrolling in schools or completing their education, describing it as worrisome and counterproductive.
The concerns of women, children, and other vulnerable students are given prominence and ultimately addressed.
Talking bilateral ties, Nigeria's business-friendly environment has continued to attract more foreign partners, one of which is a business delegation from Turkey led by its Minister of Trade, Rosha Pekan, that visited Nigeria in the week. The delegation was received by the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, who promised government's commitments to both local and foreign investors. The week under review saw an unprecedented change in Baton in Imo State when the Supreme Court overturned the election of Emeka Ihedioha as the governor of the state and directed that Hope Uzodinma of the APC be sworn in as the duly elected governor. During his swearing-in, Governor Hope Uzodinma pledged his commitment to run an all-inclusive government in his drive to take the state to the next level. However, the People's Democratic Party, in its reaction, said the judgment of the Supreme Court on the Imo State governorship election is surprising and finds it difficult to understand how Senator Hope Uzodinma of the APC, who came fourth in the March 9, 2019 governorship election, will now defeat Governor Emeka Ihedioha of the PDP that came first. In a related development, an FCT High Court sitting in Kubwa, Abuja, affirmed its earlier order that Ifeanyi Ubah should vacate the Anambra South senatorial seat for being involved in certificate forgery. George Uzo, the PDP candidate, filed a suit alleging that Ifeanyi Ubah of the Young Progressives Party, YPP, used a forged NECO result to contest the 2019 senatorial election. Talking digital economy, when he received the managing director of Galaxy Backbone Limited, Professor Muhammad Abubakar in Abuja, secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustapha, said Nigeria is near a seamless transition to complete e-governance towards a better service delivery.
If we procure some hand devices that was provided by Galaxy, they will be uploading our council papers, memos. So wherever a minister is, he will be able to go through his memos prepare his council notes and come and make his presentation. That way we cut out the use of papers that becomes a problem after council. Where do you store them?
I am Adebola Brookslyn Sunday. Thanks for your time.